Okay, Devin Oten is an alumnus of Louisiana State University, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and served 9 years in the U.S. Air Force Reserves and Louisiana Air National Guard. As a former president and associate publisher of Diversity MBA magazine, and president, head of marketing and sales for Global Diversity, and voice of Inclusion magazine, and team leader of IamDiversity.com and Black Collegian magazine, Devin has been a champion for multicultural professionalism around the country. He was the founding senior pastor in New Orleans, Louisiana for 15 years and ran successful businesses in the real estate and service sectors, 3D Real Estate Ventures, LLC, and 3D Lawn Care Services, LLC. Devin is married to Michelle Morgan Oten, the father of two, Danielle and Devin Jr., and the proud grandfather of Leah. Please help me welcome Devin Oten.
Actually, I always look sharp. Thank you, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I have a quick question for Roger. Is it Roger? Do you listen to gangster rap? Just messing with you. Just messing with you. Just messing with you. Look, I'm happy to be here. Happy to talk to the group. And wow, we have a packed house today. I just celebrated my 46th birthday on Sunday by hiking this weekend. I did quite a bit of hiking and I feel real good today. Yes, so I'll be accepting birthday gifts. And you can leave them with Howie in the back. He has agreed to accept all the cash and all the checks. Thank you. Look, I want to talk to you today about finding your voice. You know, I've been speaking to groups around the country and internationally for about 12 years. And one thing that I found that excites people is when they begin to find out where they belong, what they're supposed to be doing, and life becomes so much more fulfilling. So I want to talk to you just briefly today about finding your voice. I found my voice when I was in college. I was at Louisiana State University. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. All right, all right. Any folks from New Orleans? Any folks from Louisiana? Well, my wife is there now. She just sent me some pictures. They're out on Canal Street celebrating. Today is a Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras, so they just having a good time. The kids are just enjoying themselves. And I didn't go because I wanted to be here with successful thinkers. And I mean, I was going to fly out on Friday and say, you know what, no, I have to be with Avi and spend some time in San Jose. I want to talk to you just briefly about finding your voice. I want to give you a couple of definitions. According to dictionary.com, voice is a range of such sounds distinctive to one person. So each and every one of us in here has a distinctive sound. You mothers know that when the kids are running around and you've had enough and you have a high pitch in your voice, they know that that sound means you better stop or you're going to be in a world of trouble. Isn't that true? Or better yet, when Dad comes home, Dad has a distinctive sound when the door slams behind him and everyone knows to line up. Each and every one of us in here has a distinctive sound when we speak. And you need to develop that sound. You need to develop that sound to impact those around you, to continue to influence those who are in your sphere of influence. And I want to talk just a few moments about how we do that. The other definition I want to give you for a voice, it's of course distinctive to one person. It's also the condition or effectiveness of the voice for speaking or singing to be in poor voice. And I know that's important to some of the folks we have in Fremont because we have a couple of singers in Fremont that do opera, and we have a country singer there, which is pretty interesting. And of course we got folks who love music here. I want to ask you to do me a favor. My voice can be very, very soothing. So if your neighbor next to you begins to nod off, just wake them up and say, hey, look, you need to wake up and pay attention. I also want to thank all of the folks here who are from Northern California. How many folks from Northern California? Okay, the Bay Area, Silicon Valley. I've been telling folks this since I've been here. I've been here about 7 months. And spoken to several groups, and I just want to thank Northern Californians, people specifically from Silicon Valley. You guys are so smart, so bright. You helped me find my voice back in 1995. I began to invest in a number of technology companies here in the Bay Area, And from those investments, I made several $1,000s. I made quite a bit of money, and it allowed me to help Victor Borussia. I was talking to Boris that I have a missionary in Russia. Victor Borussia and his family, I was able to help he and his family buy a home, set up a school there in Russia to teach Christian principles and Christian values in a Russian province there. Also, it allowed me to help a couple friends that I have in Southeast India, Bishop Parushita Babu, who I love very dearly. He comes to the States a couple times a year, have a chance to spend a week or two with him. We were able to build some schools in Asia and in Africa, as well as in Central and South America. So you folks are responsible for helping me find my voice in terms of helping people around the world. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
All right, a couple more definitions I want to give you. Successful and thinker. Successful, having succeeded in one's endeavors, marked by favorable outcomes. Everyone in this room has attained some level of success. If not, you wouldn't be here. You're networking with successful people. I've had several one-on-ones. I listen to the new folks who come in and introduce themselves. You've done some amazing things, so you have achieved some level of success. And don't let anyone tell you that you haven't. If you made it to this stage, you've experienced some success. The other thing is thinkers. I like this one. A person who has a well-developed faculty for thinking, such as a philosopher, a theorist, or a scholar. So we have successful scholars and philosophers in this room today. Now, I want to talk about finding your voice, and this is in no particular order, but this is just unique to my experience and to those I've been able to mentor around the country and around the world to raise up missionaries, of course, internationally, raise up business professionals here in this country. I'm a part owner in a magazine out of Chicago, Diversity MBA magazine, and we train up MBAs and diverse managers around the country for corporations to hire and to help diversify their workforce. One of the things that helped me is I began to volunteer. When I was in college, I can remember one of the first courses that I took, they asked that we all begin to volunteer, and I decided to go to the phone book. Of course, we didn't have the internet like we do today. I know I'm kind of dating myself, and I do have a 2-year-old granddaughter who I love very dearly down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. But I began to volunteer at Meals on Wheels. The elderly community in the Baton Rouge area, a number of them didn't receive meals, they didn't have family support. So this organization, of course, it's all over the country. There's one here in Northern California that I know of. I was able to take my car and pick up the meals and deliver to elderly folks in the community. And I did that twice a week. So they had a meal, a hot meal, at least twice a week. I was also volunteering at Boys and Girls Club because I grew up going to Boys and Girls Club in New Orleans, which helped me out, kept me out of trouble, kept me off the streets. And I told the kids there, hey, look, I started volunteering at this great organization helping our senior citizens in our communities, and I want you guys to help me. So what we would do on Saturdays is we would do some arts and crafts. We would get some fruit, we'd make baskets, and we'd go and visit those same elders in their communities. We'd bring fruit to them, we just encouraged them, we would clean up their yard for them. And the next thing I knew, within a semester of being in school, these kids influenced their parents to get involved. And their parents began to talk to the neighbors about it, and it just took off where the kids began to be volunteers and wanted to help the elders in their community. They wanted to clean the community, so we started a clean team. So part of helping me find my voice is I began to volunteer. So I know most of the people in here volunteer. If you don't, I would recommend that you find an organization that you truly believe in, and you begin to spend some time volunteering and begin to put the expertise that you've developed over the past 5, 10, 15, 20 years, whatever it is, and begin to share it with someone. And you'll begin to find the power of your voice, because someone is going to listen to you. Someone is going to be impacted by what you have to say, and it's going to change, literally, a community. Are you guys still with me?
Oh, yeah.
All right. The next thing is take some risk. I have a plaque hanging up in my apartment, and it says, "Great love and great achievements involve great risk." And I look at that every day. I think about that every day. I want to take a risk because I want greatness. I want to love passionately, not only my wife, whom I love very dearly, but I want to love the people who are in my life very passionately. And sometimes that requires you and I to go out on a limb and you and I to take some risk. You know, there's some folks who just rub you the wrong way every time you see them, every time they open their mouth, you're like, here they come, I can't take it. But I can tell you, a lot of times that person who irritates you the most is the person who can help you quite a bit and the person that needs your help. So there's a little wedge there trying to stop you from finding that person that can help you and that person that you can help. But I want to encourage you to take some risks. The other thing is you need to become a mentor. I kind of touched on that a few moments ago. Everything that you've learned to this point, it's going to be useful for someone. Whether it's our children, our neighbors' children, our neighbors, our communities in terms of faith. You know, a number of us go to church, we attend mosque, we do meditation, whatever the case may be. You need to find someone that you can mentor and pour your life into. And I always use this illustration. I am a Christian, and Jesus Christ came to this earth, and he mentored 12 men and changed the world as we know it today. Just 12 men. So you find someone to mentor, and you can help change the world in which we live. You are very clean. You like things clean. If you mentor someone and teach them about what cleanliness means, you can change your community. You won't have trash on the ground because you decided to mentor someone in your community about cleanliness. Are you guys following me? Yeah. You guys are looking at me like, I wish he'd sit down. But I got a few more moments. Avi, how long do I have? Where's Avi? How long do I have?
You're good.
I'm good. Okay, good. All right, find a mentor. The next thing is you need to become or you need to find a mentor. You need to become a mentor, and then you need to find a mentor. I have a great mentor of mine. His name is Leon Capers Jr. He's down in Glendale, Arizona. And like I said, in 1995, when I began to invest in technology companies and other sectors at that time, I had a good friend of mine, and he became my mentor financially. And he began to tell me how to become frugal with this newfound success and how to begin to build upon the success that I was experiencing at that time, how to invest, how to save, how to give money away. And Mark Beanoff, the CEO of Salesforce, he has a quote that I use all the time. He says, the greatest advice he ever received was not how to make money, but how to give it away. And I had great mentors in my life that taught me how to give money away, but also how to continue to build on that success. So you need to become a mentor, and you need to find great mentors. You know, a mentor can be the difference between success or failure. A good mentor in your life can be the difference between success and or failure. The other thing is, don't take no for an answer. Don't take no for an answer. And we got a lot of salespeople in here, so you guys have tough hides, and you understand what that means. You cannot take no for an answer. Yeah, I grew up in very impoverished, very poor. You know, a lot of folks know New Orleans as this great party place, but a lot of folks don't know the underbelly. You know, we have one of the worst public school systems in the country. It's a very poor city. Folks think of New Orleans as a large city, but it's really a one-horse town. We don't have not one Fortune 500 company based in New Orleans. Not one. So it's a very poor place. So I got a lot of no's growing up. You can't do this. You can't be this. You can't go here. I got a lot of can'ts and a lot of no's. But I had a strong grandmother, Dorothy Williams. She's gone on to be with the Lord. And she always told me, don't take no for an answer. So keep pressing ahead and don't take no. I used to tell my church when I was pastoring all the time, it's never based on how you feel, it's an act of the will. You didn't feel, some of you didn't feel like coming here today. You didn't feel like getting up and going to work this morning. Isn't that true? Or maybe everybody in here was excited about going to work. Maybe I'm the only one in here who didn't want to go to work today. But sometimes you don't feel like doing it. I always told my church, it's never based on how you feel, it's an act of the will. Great illustration, Jesus Christ did not feel like getting on the cross. The reason I know that is the scripture tells us that he He walked, he fell, he began to moan, sweat like blood came from his forehead. He asked the Father to let this cup pass from him, but he said, nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done. So what that told me is he didn't feel like getting on the cross, but he knew it was about his will being entwined with the Father's will. All right, a couple quotes I want to give you. I'm going to close out. Mahatma Gandhi once said, live as if you were to die tomorrow, learn as if you are to live forever. One of the things that I try to live my life by, I want to live as if I'm going to die tomorrow, but I want to learn. I want to learn from you as if I'm going to live forever. The Prophet Muhammad once said, who are the learned? Question he asked. They who practice what they know. That was the answer. Who are the learned? They who practice what they know. There's a lot of knowledge, a lot of intellectual wealth in this room right now. Who are the learned? Not necessarily those who have a PhD, because you can have a PhD and not practice what you know. But those who apply a trade each and every day, those who sell insurance to help folks make sure they protect their assets, and you do that every day. You're practicing what you know. Chiropractors who are helping people live well, live better. And we have so many different other industries that are represented in here. The things that you do every day is the thing that you practice, and it's the thing that you do well. So be encouraged and know that what you're doing, we need it, and you're doing it well because you practice it every day. Buddha once said, you can search throughout the entire universe for someone who is more deserving of your love and affection than you yourself. And that person is not to be found anywhere. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Let's learn how to love ourselves. One other, it's a Hindu scripture. I love this scripture. It is better for a person to do his own duty, even if imperfectly, than to do another's duty well performed. Thank you, successful thinkers. Find your voice.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Devin. That was very inspirational. And I hope many of you, in fact all of you, will find your voice here. And now I'd like to